just for the record, like, Shaq ain't hurting for nothing. I mean, Shaq is the richest he's ever been in his life right now. I think he's almost a billionaire status. So you say get a smaller house. I think he's straight. He's got like houses all over the
No,
country.
no, no, no. I'm not.
So
I'm not
like,
saying. I'm not saying get a smaller house like he can't afford it because his lifestyle changed. What I'm saying is like maybe mentally, the feeling of walking into this giant house with nobody in it, maybe mentally that's fucking him up. So it's like, bro, like just because you're rich, that don't
mm,
mean you got to live in a big ass house, bro. You talking about living in 15,000 square feet? You don't have to live in a big house because you're rich. He could get a nice penthouse apartment, 1 bedroom. He could get a nice condo. He could do a lot of things that are up to his standard. That's a
mm,
nice that fits a nice lifestyle for him where he won't have to walk in and feel like, damn, like this big old 16 bedroom house and ain't nobody here. Well, yeah, of course you're gonna be lonely, bro. It's a big house,
hmm
But
yeah,
yeah,
I see what you mean.
yeah, that's all I mean by that.
Yeah, and then a lot of the things too. Most of his kids are grown up now too, so they all have gotten older. So that's part of
Yeah.
it as well. Yeah,
And
All
that's
right.
but the thing is that'll happen to anybody. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your relationship is good or bad. Your kids will eventually get older and they will eventually move out. And based off of the divorce rates, it's possible and very likely that most relationships will end. So it's like that's why I say it's important to invest in all of your relationships because any of them can end at any time. But again, if you're good to people, if you're a caring, loving person and you treat people right, I think you're always going to have an abundance of love in your life.
for sure.
I'm go to Rella. What's your thoughts about it, sir?
I'm gonna try and be succinct with this, man. So, and this is my response is really for people that are biblical, right? Because not everybody believes in a Most High. So, what I'm about to say is not for generalized, regular, everyday Joe Blow. If you believe in Scripture, you believe in the Most High, then this is probably gonna resonate with you. But when you think about creation and you think about the reason why, when you think about Adam being created, right? The next verse after is not good for man to be alone is I will make him a helper suitable for him, right? That's the very next verse. Previous to that, the Father creates Adam and then he gives him an assignment. And what happens is Adam gets to name all the birds of the air, the animals, the insects, till the garden, all these different things. Still was not found to be happy, still wasn't satisfied, still was incomplete, is how the scripture records it, how I interpret it, right? So I say all that to say is this goes into what we talk about in this space a lot, which is purpose. What is your purpose? It's very important that you find your purpose. The earlier you find your purpose, the sooner you can vet your helper, right? If you're rooted in purpose, then you have vision. When you have vision, then you know what you need help with. The sooner you know all of these things, then so first of all, shout out to Jason Wilson, man. That is a powerful, powerful brother doing phenomenal work in Detroit and nationwide, so on and so forth. As it relates to Shaq, I don't have any particular, I just was listening to it in the 100,000 square foot house. Y'all know I just moved into my spot. And this is probably one of the happiest times of me and my wife's life right now because we're thinking about how we're going to turn this house into a home. Most of that's going to fall on her, turning this into a home, right? So this is something that's bringing us closer together. Now, in the back, I put the definitions for alone and lonely. So don't be confused. Those are two different things. When the Most High says it's not good for man to be alone, I will send him a helper. Like, please understand that's having no one else present. So that means as Adam walked the earth, there was no one else that looked like him. There was no one else that he could relate to. He couldn't relate to a pig or a cow or a horse, right? So God brought him someone that looked like him that he can conceive and create and be fruitful and multiply with. And so again, all that goes back to purpose. What is your purpose for being here? The sooner you figure that out, the sooner you can vet and find your help. I'm going on you.
All right. Go to you, Marcus. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
So I appreciate all the perspectives the brothers provided, and it's been very insightful. Um, when I think about it, being alone or not having a family to go home to, The good things you lose out on, right, is like the feeling when you walk through the door and your kids run, daddy, daddy, daddy. That's at top shit. It might be the best feeling in the world, low key. And it's residual. Like every time you walk in the house, you feel it. You might just leave, go to the store and come back. They daddy, 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 run and jump. At least while they still young. They might, change a little bit when you get older. But so this weighing on my spirit because I'm thinking of all my guys that either went to jail for manslaughter or murder, or died in some fluky ass accident, or got killed from strictly not wanting to go in the house after 11. I don't think women understand how important it is for you to make a safe space that your man want to come home to, as opposed to want to stay away from. You literally can save your man life. Because one of my guys, look, you literally can save your man life by making it a space that he want to come home to every night. We'll be hanging out, and then I'm happy like, yeah, I'm about to go in the crib. They like, nah, man, she tripping about XYZ. I'm gonna stay out here and kick it. That stay out here and kick it turned into 8 years for a manslaughter. That stay out here and kick it turned into going skinny dipping on a boat and getting pulled in by the undercurrent and dying in Lake Michigan. That stay out here and kick it turn to all type of other just crazy ass incidents that could have been avoided. Because if you drinking and you might do whatever else, you make worse decisions the longer you are outside as a man. And just the way we operate a lot of times can put us at a disadvantage that we need, especially black men. We need to try and get every advantage we can. Is it an echo?
No, you're good.
Yeah, we need to try and utilize every advantage we have to make sure we live long and prosperous lives, and just mitigate all type of risks that could come our way. Like man, I wish I could afford some of them to go home. But if they don't feel like they want to be at home, what's the case? They gonna come back outside. Y'all could be saving people's lives by just being good women and being there for them and making a space where they want to come home to. That's a husband for you, or a boyfriend for you, and a father for your kids. You really got to think about the impact you could play. Yeah, it's not your fault these things happen, but there are things you can do to avoid those things. So yeah, it's not good for men to be alone. It's definitely not. It's definitely not. Bad decisions, bad energy, bad spirit. And that's not even to talk about the people. I don't have any specifically, but they might have taken their own life due to just being lonely and feeling isolated or alienated from their kids. It's not good for a man to be alone at all, in my opinion.
All right, appreciate that, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and go to you, Katie. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Good evening, everybody. This is like so impactful that you touched on this subject. I have a neighbor. He would come. He would clean up those people's yard. He was 67. His wife died about 3 years ago. Showed no signs. It was just him in his house. They found him 3 weeks ago with a rope around his neck because they did a wellness check because he didn't come to work, nor did he go to church. The pastor that I knew said he spoke to him every day. Pastor lived right upstairs. And you could never tell the signs of what he was going through because he never showed it. But then one day he realized that all that, and I believe it touches on this, that he had nothing to live for because Pastor, he didn't have no family. He was estranged. The only thing he had was his wife. That could have been part of it. There could be a greater story, but the man said, time to check out. And I'm there like 67, put a rope around his neck and said, this is the way I'm going to exit this life. Also, while you were speaking, Real, I was thinking of Bobby Womack. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Touching on Shaq, let's flip that. When the world is given to you so soon and you're not able to compartmentalize what you have, then you look back after you have all this wealth, all this fame, all this prestige, and the most important thing, which is priceless, you can't get back. He made a statement, but he wished he was still with him. You think he wants to see her with another man flourishing? Kids grown. That $100,000 house, I kind of agree with Clout. I don't want to get away from it. It give me too much memories of what I want there. I probably have to restart or go in one of my other houses and get it saged down or something. Time just ticks by and we don't realize the importance of the little things. You can have all the money in the world, or you could be like a brother over there in Nigeria that got his 8 kids. He has enough to feed his family. They lived by meager means, but they smile, they laugh, they're happy. When daddy come home, his kids crowd him. You start getting a symbolism of what life really means. Nobody was meant to be solitary. There are certain people that make that choice to be. But a heart needs a heart, its own counterpart, to beat with it. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world, and you could be the most miserable person, get up on a stool, and exit. Because you see nothing else tangible in this life for you.